Canada Day. You can see I've got my Canada Day garb on. It is July 1st, an awesome hot day up here. We actually have a heat warning in effect. I just wanted to let you guys know that the Modern Trader Summit was an absolute success. I have my blog up here. If you guys don't already follow me on my blog, definitely do. I'm about to just do a blog post tonight about the summit. But if you click right here, you'll see that it'll take you right to the summit page. Getting it set up already for next year where you can sign up for the summit updates and you can go down, you can see some of the pictures of what was going on, who was there. It was an amazing event, so positive. Everybody loved it. The attendees, the sponsors, everyone was really excited about it. So definitely sign up if you want to find out information about it for next year. More than likely, it will probably be at the same location of the Bonnet Creek Hilton. But I'm taking a little time off from planning it just until August at least, working on some other things and just keeping up to date with the blog and really helping you guys out. Going forward into the watch list for the week, I do like to see what the SPY is doing. So this is a daily chart. These purple lines are the resistance levels and support that's held up in the past. So you can see 269 looks like it has been a support level. We can see it was the top of the candle here that broke out here, ran up, came down almost, it broke down below here, but it held pretty much as a support level. It bounced off of it again, and it looks like it's going to be in the bounce mode right now. Now, going into the week, we do have the holiday coming up on the 4th. Obviously, typically, we do have a shorter trading day on the 3rd. I need to double check the schedule. And just be aware that typically right before the holiday, it tends to be bullish trend. A lot of times you'll see a lot of traders have taken off the whole week. So this week overall will have less volume. So just be cautious of that in your trades for the week. I would say I would be more bullish. We did have a sell. I like to say, sell today and go away, which is what I was thinking on Friday because we had a nice rebound. It opened up, it shot up, you can see here, and then pulled back. People were selling and taking profits. We'll get into the watch list for the week. As you guys know, if you're not new to following me, I used to have my Series 7 and it's no longer current. So I am not a licensed professional at this point. So please do your own due diligence, trade at your own proper risk management, and just make sure that you trade with proper risk assessment. Going into the chart, we'll see I do have 745 for loan as a support and 770 for resistance. On the yearly chart, let's just pull this down here. You can see it is at a 52-week high and breaking out. So I like to step it back again. You can see 5 years. This is an all-time high for the company. Now it does have 5.4 million in the float and 40.9% short float volume on Friday. Next up was Xlrn, which was on my watch list from Friday. I actually had an entry if it broke 44 to go ahead and go long. So you can see, guys, if you haven't signed up for my watch list, super affordable, $24.95 a month. It gives you daily stocks to see potential ones that are going to break out. We had Xlrn, which I do have on watch going into Monday, and Vrtx as well for long. So you'll see them. I mean, it's pretty amazing, right? 44. This one ran up $6 from the entry. Even if you have a smaller account and you trade 25 shares, 25 times 6, what are we looking at? $300? Is that right? Oh, 150, excuse me. $150. But your risk is much smaller because you have a smaller position size. So you can still make those big wins, make 10% on your account, and then go up and have a smaller risk potential. Okay, loss. So here we have it. So basically it opened at 44. I had the high, pre-market high as an entry if it were to break out. It does have 38.4 million in the float. You can see it was a 52-week high breakout runner. You can see I do like to pick these ones because they do tend to continue up because you've got the shorts that are starting to get squeezed, plus you have new buyers. So I have a support now of 47.74 and a resistance of 50. That whole number mentally in people's brains is really tough to break. So I would be very cautious unless it actually breaks out above 50. And again, on the 1-year chart, we said it's a new 52-week high. Let's check 5 years. It does look like we could potentially hit some resistance here at 50.85. After that, go over here, to say max 54. So if you do go long, be cautious. 50.85 might be a point of resistance, as well as this top of the candle right here, 51.71 as well. So watch those levels for resistance. And I said 38.4 million, 60% short float volume on Friday, so that's pretty high. Next one is FRD. We'll pull it back to the 15-minute chart. Oh, FRD. I typed FRC. Sorry about that. So FRD, I would say a support. I didn't put, 804, I would say as support. And then resistance, I would say first resistance of 829. It shot up early on Friday. Why? Low float runner. High demand, low supply. It does have 6.3 million in the float, and it was 19.5% short float volume on Friday. So look for 829 as the first resistance, then 884, and then on up to the $10 mark if it does continue to run up. Now, you can see it's at a 52-week high breakout. Again, let's check the 5-year chart. That's why I put those levels there. As well as you can see that they sort of hit in the past as resistance levels. So just keep it on watch. You can see, as people always say, look left. That's many times what the algos, what other people are looking at. So it's not an indication necessarily of what is definitely going to happen, but everybody has the same information to the left. The right is unknown. So if the algos are saying, hey, look, here in the past, 829 was the high of this top candle right here. That's the first high besides right here. So once it broke out from this candle of, let's see the high there, 729, it looks like 729, and then potentially right here to a high of 758 and on up. So then we look at the top support there, top resistance is 829. So you can see these past levels that might cause resistance in the future. Whereas now, we back it out. If it breaks, say, this 1042 level, it looks like we're going up to at least 11 and then potentially up to 12. Above 12, it looks like really the highest high that it's had is 1295. So if this breaks 1295 on Monday, it is free, clear skies ahead. So keep it on watch for sure. Next one, like I mentioned, was right off my watch list on Friday. VRTX, higher price stock, but just because it's higher price doesn't mean that it's not going to move. I had an entry of breaking it here at the high of pre-market, 162.24. Where did it go? 178. That is a $16 move. You take 5 shares times $16, you're looking at, what, $85 off of 5 shares, but it's minimal risk because you have a smaller position. So that's why many times these higher price stocks can actually be a smaller risk, because when it's moving in that direction, it's going to be easier to capitalize on the money with a smaller share size because you've got that big movement and your risk is minimized. Whereas like penny stocks, if you need to make $85 and you have to buy 2,000 shares and it drops 10 cents on you, you've got lost $200. So you can see where the higher price stocks sometimes will have a lower risk when you have a smaller position size. And many times the higher price stocks do have a higher range throughout the day when it's going to move. So also many times it will move up quickly, but sometimes you'll see it'll drop fast too. Like it could be dropping the same amount, but still it's a smaller loss instead of a huge loss. And you have plenty of time to get out if it were to go against you. If it were to go against you $1 and you have 5 shares, you've lost $5. So keep that in mind. You don't necessarily have to limit yourself to low price stocks to be able to make money. The reason why I like VRTX is because it has 253 million in the float, 52-week breakout runner, and 22% short float volume. And I would say support of 169.10 and resistance of 172. Here's the 1-year chart. You can see it looks like it does have some more room to go up. Overall, that breakout of 178.25, oh, excuse me, it hit 172 on Friday, not 178. So we're $6 away, which really isn't that far away from the 52-week high. Last one is FNKO, Funko, which is a toy company. And this one is at an all 52-week high, breaking out. Love those. 12.49 million in the float and 36.90 short float volume on Friday. We do have a support of 1240, resistance of 1258, so I'm keeping it pretty tight here. If it does break this level, it could drop quickly as it is a lower float. On the shorts for this week, we have TEO, Telecom Argentina, which was hitting a new 52-week low. So that's 17.51 for support and 18.01 for resistance. When you look at it on the yearly chart, 52-week low, 5-year chart, it looks like it might have come into a little bit of support here, but it looks like it could break down lower, potentially down to 16, even down to 1450 range as well. It does have 128 million in the float. Next on the short list, FTSI. You can see, sorry, we're on the weekly there, 15-minute chart. It did hit a low, and it looks like it was rebounding into the end of the day on Friday. I think it was really shorts just closing out before the long weekend. So I put a support at 13.97, resistance at 14.36. On the year, it is a new 52-week low. We had that 5-year chart. You can see it actually opened up the beginning of this year, so this is a new low for the company overall. So definitely keep it on watch. It does have 71.6 million in the float. Next is PAM. We'll go to the 15-minute chart. Low support of 35.12 on Friday, high of 35.86, well, resistance I should say. And we go into our 1-year chart. It is hitting a new 52-week low. It does look like it's potentially a little oversold on the chart, so it could have a bounce to it, but at this point in time it is a negative. Utilities and the energy sector were really down on Friday, so it does have 52 million in the float, so watch out for it. It could bounce from there, but I would be, I would give it to maybe 36 before I'd get really concerned. Next one on the short list, Nike. Now Nike did have great earnings, but I am short biased on this. Why? Because the retail sector overall is getting hit like crazy. Now it did have a massive gap up. I think that's in relation probably to the short volume that was going on the day prior with, prior to earnings. Actually, let's go right here. I like shortsqueeze.com and also shortvolume.com because you can see what happened the day prior. So the day prior right here, it actually looks like the short float was roughly 30% of the volume on that day. So it has been hovering more or less around 30 to 40% of the volume of each day. So I would say that this one, let's see, for Friday, it was 25% short volume. I think there were some big investors coming in and buying money there. But when you look at it on the daily chart, 15 minutes, really, it gapped up big time with the news. And then it had a hard time breaking 81. It never even broke 81 on Friday. And it went down to 79. I have that level there. Is at one to watch if it breaks down. 79.25. It ran up to 80.56, I think it was there. And it really, it just sort of oscillated between 79.80 and 80.30. So about a 50-cent range. And then it ended up breaking down right at the end of the day. And it's holding support of 79.68. So I really put this one on watch because it's 1.26 billion in the float. And if people start to take profits, I mean, you look at it back here, it was down at $50. So we've got more than 50% gains. People could start taking some profits and it could cause it to dip back down. Now, I think overall it's a good longer term holding, but in the short term, I'm short biased on this one. Next one is STZ, Constellation Brands. We'll go to our 15-minute chart. It gapped down, then it ran back up to the pre-market high of 220, and then pulled back down to about the mid-range of the day, closed below the VWAP. So I'm still short biased on Constellation Brands. This is new headlines here, 20 hours ago. So actually, 3 hours ago, they just got new information about them with canopy growth. So this should be interesting, actually. It might not be a short anymore. Corona parent Constellation Brands has seen 700 million in gains from cannabis investment. So that news might be pumping it up to end up breaking out. But I do have it on the short watch based on the chart and based on Friday's activity. I would say, watch the support level of 218.87 and resistance of 222.46 or 222.50. But that's interesting news about Aurora. So maybe they're going, canopy growth. We shall see if that's going to drive it up on Friday. But you can see it did have a massive tank to a support level down here. If it does break the 215 level, I do think it could definitely go down to low 200s and then down from there if it does continue on down. But I think it's probably going to hold this 215 support level, if anything. On the longer term watch list, I have Xlrn. It did bounce off of the 52-week low right here. And I think it could continue up from this point. Also, Starbucks. Starbucks had a beating on Friday, but it does look like, you know, it's way oversold here. It was up at 57 and then down to 47. So it lost about 20% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, almost 2 weeks. So it looks like it's taken a big beating. Could be a good time for a longer term investment for the company. Looking back here, let's go to a 5-year chart and see. It does look like it's coming to a support level right here, and it could bounce from here. I would put a stop just about 47.25 if I were to get into this one long. As always, guys, you know, if you do like my content, please like and subscribe. And Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Definitely check out my blog, cjandtrade.com, and sign up at the Modern Trader Summit if you are interested in finding out about it for next year. Until next week, guys, have a great week ahead. And happy 4th of July and happy Canada Day.